That's neato. Ooh.
A good ooh or a bad ooh or a
No,
DM secret ooh?
Secret ooh.
The secret ooh.
The secret of the ooze. TMNT2.
Terrible movie.
What? Great movie.
Terrible.
Okay.
I can't do it.
Okay. Great movie as a kid.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't hold up, but my memories of the movie are great.
Yeah,
You'll
you know,
never
keep
watch
that,
it again.
Yeah, keep that stuff in your childhood. Keep the good
I'm
memories.
not gonna watch those Michael Bay like weird, deformed creations that he calls turtles.
Yeah, I mean the animatronics on it are quite fascinating. Even today, they actually like the articulation of the turtles is pretty good, but the movie itself, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the new Transformer stuff or Turtle stuff, and I am perfectly content living the rest of my life without having done that.
Wait, like even the Michael Bay Transformers from what 04?
Nope, never. I'll never watch them because I loved Transformers when I was a kid. Like
Okay, I'll give it to you. Like
movies.
I liked that first movie with Shia LaBeouf when it came out.
Yeah,
it's not a great movie, but you know, there's a bunch of explosions and Transformers and shit.
Good
Yeah,
Michael Bay
my not watching them isn't a condemnation of them necessarily. I'm just perfectly happy with my memories of Transformers as it exists there.
And today in 2020, watching any of the Transformers films is not going to improve your childhood memories of Transformers.
Especially since the few GIFs I've seen of some of the later films have,
I mean, anyway, doesn't matter. All right. So, what's your rest situation?
It kind of matters.
No, it doesn't. What's
I'm
your
a robot
rest situation?
So, we're like 2 days in on this journey, right?
Yep.
That's a 3-day journey?
Yep. In the middle of a field.
Then we had a horse.
You had a horse and you had a cart, and now you have neither of those things.
We should probably take a long rest.
Actually, you have a horse. He's kind of beat up, but he's still fine. The cart has got fucking blown to shit. You are currently, I believe, 2 for 3 on living people you were trying to get. Or was it 1 for 3?
No, we killed 1, 2 are knocked out.
Yeah.
Which we're tying up.
It was unintentional.
That is really irrelevant.
You are muted and speaking. No.
We have a really good track record for capturing them. We do not have a really good track record for keeping our captives alive.
I mean, to be fair, if we hadn't gone into combat with the captive, he'd still be alive. But, you know,
it was
magic bugbear shit. Like,
I'm just saying we're 3 for 3 and 0 for 1. That's all I'm saying.
Look, 1 captive in the cart is worth 2 after combat.
I don't think that's how the thing goes. I think it's birds and bushes, not dead people. But, you know, to each their own.
We're doing a bit. We're doing a bit.
So, did we have, I think we got a deal for, killing the bandits too, right? So, did we have to bring back proof of that? Do we just cut off the leader's head and bring him that? What do we do?
Well, we have 2 out of 3 of some number of bandits.
Different deal, though. There's the capturing the bandits, and then there's the deal for taking out capturing the 3 runaways, and then there's dealing with the bandits. So how exactly?
That's what we're looking into. So, I guess when we're patrolling the battlefield afterward, after I'm collecting this horribly mangled, bound body, did any horses survive? Are they wearing any sort of?
There's a handful of horses. I mean, 3 of the horses never even got touched. 4 of them, 3. I don't have the picture anymore. 3 or 4 of them never got touched. A couple of them are beat up and have since run off. And then there's a couple that you probably might want to do something with because they are alive and very unhappy about that fact.
Oh, I'm gonna talk to him and apologize and say, "What?
They are crying out in pain.
No.
At least one of them, who had all of its legs broken, is just crying in the dust.
I'm shocked he's not dead of shock yet, but I'll go and I'll let
gerbil jerky work?
No.
On broken horse legs?
Yeah.
Rub it in.
Not.
Does mending work
Rub
on
it
broken
in.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that we should probably set up for a long rest and try and triage our wounds as well as the
We should
horses.
not be here, though. We should be a further distance from here in some direction. In case they have any friends left.
That's a valid point.
Also, this is going to start smelling pretty soon.
We can ask the two wolves who are conscious, hey, are there any more bandits?
No.
Do you have I wonder if they've got like a camp nearby that now that everybody's dead, they might have some stuff.
Is home is your home nearby? Okay. You want to go there?
Let's go base at the bandit camp. We can't be far from it, right?
Oh, how far away is it?
That way.
Okay. Long, short?
I don't know. I'm a direwolf. I don't have a concept of time.
Or distance.
Very
Sorry, I'm not part of this conversation.
Right. Okay.
But I can take you.
We can also probably do that when we get back. So,
we can also just send Tibbletoe and her group off to finish their journey, since the banditos are eliminated.
I mean, I'm all for that, but how are you guys planning to get back with 3 bodies in tow?
We have horses.
Perhaps I could construct. I could perhaps rebuild the wagon.
We only have one body that we actually have to carry like a body, right?
Yeah, the other two.
I mean, arguably, you have to carry all 3 of them like bodies because they're tied up.
I mean, we could leave their feet untied so they can walk.
We could also double them up on a horse and just lead it. It doesn't have to be.
Or alternatively, have you heard of the Trojan War? This is a really interesting thing you can do where you strap ropes to their legs and you just drag them behind your horse, and we just do that for about 2 days.
I feel like the survivability of this situation is decreasing.
Okay, well, I'm going to go because I feel like this is about the most... Actually, you know what? I'm going to come with you guys, but only for tonight, and then we'll split ways because it's getting dark.
You still get paid for protecting you, right? Because clearly, if we weren't here, this group would have messed you guys up.
I mean, if you weren't here, I probably would have just kept going and wouldn't have gotten into this mess in the first place.
Nope. The bugbear would have got you at the avalanche. Remember that?
Remember the charm incident?
Right. I wouldn't have investigated.
You're telling me you would have searched that for some nice merchandise to sell?
No, it looks suspicious as hell.
Also, but you would have had to go around it, and then once you got close, they would have charmed you just the same.
I mean, you don't know that, but point taken. Point taken. I will pay you.
Let's scoop up whatever battlefield valuables there are, and let's go to the formerly bandit camp, and see if they've got maybe some good stuff.
I mean, Camp TBD remote.
Maybe they've got a wagon. We need a new wagon.
Did you say
what's the name of our sergeant or the head of TBD?
I would have to look it up.
Like Marston or something.
Perhaps we
sounds
should
right, but I would have to look it up. That's not something I have on hand.
Perhaps we should take some time to repair.
He's gonna chew us the fuck out if we come back without a wagon. At the very least, this can't be a loss for TBD.
Is it possible to repair the wagon?
Shane Marston, and no. It's an absolute shambles.
Is there any way to build rough estimate of a wagon?
I mean,
presumably we could build a kit, like a thing that horses can drag to hold.
Oh, we can make like a little sled or something.
As an artificer, I can create like the tools necessary to work on like a wagon or something of that nature. So if I'm given enough hours and the proper supplies, I can build something.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's.
I mean, occasional wheels would suffice.
That's what
well,
I mean.
I mean, like,
do we have 2 wheels that survived?
Roll 1d4 to see how many wheels survive.
How many of those wheels are still around?
I think we might have only had 2 to start.
You definitely only had 2 to start, and only none of them survived. I got a 7. None of them
That's
survived.
Unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
Well, look, we've got enough forces. We're not under any threat. We think we got them all. So we'll tie the bodies to the horses. They can be dragged. They're not going to care. And then we take the couple that we need to live. We tie them up like the stacks of potatoes, throw them over the back of the horses, and we just walk.
Walk to the formerly bandit camp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do either of you need to be healed?
I mean, dead body, you can just sling it over the back of the horse. And I don't want to have like a quarter of a body left when we get to where we're dropping it off, because the rest of it got sandpapered off.
Happen.
So
we just bring back this flayed corpse.
Yeah, a lot of questions. So let's just throw the body that we need to keep on the back of the horse. I don't know what we're doing with the rest. Like, I don't think we're going to carry 8 bodies with us.
Okay, that's a good point. We got to prove that we defeat the band. So what do we do?
Well, Tipple can vouch for us when she gets back.
She's going to a different city.
Hey, DM, this seems like a thing that as prospective Jaegers we would be aware of. So like when we do something like this where we have kills that we need to prove that we've gotten them so that we can get like paid and have that grisly proof, what do we do typically? What's the norm?
So what I will say is well, Bill, you've been bopping around. I don't know that this would have come up in your training. Like, you were told for your specific job, but like every job is different for how it dictates like proof of and the one that you're talking about is a little weird because you just like went in with the mayor and got him to pay you and never asked. So it never came up. That being said, heads are probably, albeit gruesome, the
sack of heads it is.
We proved these things. Like, it's, I, as Brian the person, can't think of how else you would do it.
I mean, you could do scalps.
Cool.
That doesn't prove anything.
Who it is. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. Like, if you're trying to identify them, yeah.
So, like, the 5 people you're looking for, it was heads. If they're dead, we need their head or some other identifying information that would serve as meaningful proof that you have interacted with and eliminated this person.
The bandits don't have any sort of emblems of their group.
Right. The bandits...
Back ahead.
The bandits is an interesting question because you're asking me a question you as characters didn't ask when you took the mission.
No.
So I think the 4 of you need to figure out how you would do that because you didn't ask.
Okay, I'm not asking you. I am checking the bandits to see if they have any sort of emblem upon them.
No.
That would indicate that they're part of a group.
Nope.
Outlaw.
Heads it is.
Everyone's got a tattoo. Yeah, I mean, it seems like heads is, if that's something, because I've been around for a couple of years, if heads are a not...
So I would say in this situation, scalps or ears or hands are probably sufficient. Heads is probably the more extreme. We need to know this person died. So, like, you might take the head of the leader and ears or scalps or hands of everyone else.
We're gonna make one Frankenstein out of all of the bodies.
Yeah.
So just to be safe, let's have a sack of heads,
Frankenstein's
a sack
monster.
of ears, a sack of hands, and a sack of.
When we bring the heads, we also bring the ears.
We're nothing if not thorough.
So you bring the heads, and then you cut the ears off in a different sack.
Yeah.
A smaller sack.
All right.
Do we want noses? Do we want ears? You looking for eyes? I got heads too. Like
sack of heads, and then I tell the direwolves they can eat the rest.
We'll. I figure we'll also take weapons. So it doesn't look like we maybe like did a bad thing. Like, here's a sack of heads. Here's a bunch of bloody weapons. Like, clearly,
any of these guys have a working longsword?
I don't actually think so, but let me check.
There's
You're definitely taking that
battle axe thing.
Yeah, there's a great axe. There's a club. There's scimitars and daggers, and scimitars and light crossbows. No,
I figure if people have crossed these bandits before, they'll tell stories. They'll have seen either scimitars or the great axe. Like that would be something that would be easily, told to the next person in the tavern or whatever. So bringing an item like that back would further the veracity of our story.
Sack of heads. Great axe.
I mean,
scimitars.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very gruesome conversation.
Just in front of civil stuff. No.
And just to confirm, none of them have shields?
Nope.
Damn it. All right.
What do you want?
I want to change my kit. I need a long sword and a shield.
Okay, so dead horses, we'll take the tack off of them. Like these were war horses, so this is probably pretty good, at least better than like saddle horses, saddles and bridles and stuff.
I would also point out you're with two great dire wolves that are large creatures. Like
we can ride dire wolves.
It is a thing that happens.
They might.
Bugbears do it all the time.
I
will say the tack in question is not big enough, but it could probably be modified. Like it's a pretty war horse tack is a pretty good start to dire wolf tack.
Yeah. Okay. We'll take it all, and then we,
sure.
Achilles is good with his hands. Pincers, claws, go gadget stuff.
To answer Achilles' question earlier, I am still at 3 HP until we rest.
So let's gather everything we can. We'll take heads. We'll take any permanent gear if anybody's got, any sort of coin or jewelry or something like that. We might as well not leave things to scavengers. We'll be the scavengers.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And to the bandit camp.
Jider, do you want me to heal you?
Yeah, as long as it's something that recuperates over the rest.
I have one left spell slot for cure wounds.
That would be appreciated. So I don't get just like one shot.
Okay, 9 points.
God damn.
I like how we have multiple people who can do a heal.
So
big heal.
I am going to work on mending Moto. Moto at the same time will work to mend me.
You mending Moto is literally casting the spell mending.
I know. That's why I use that word.
But isn't it it's a first level spell, right?
No, it's a cantrip.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
All right, well then you cast mending. Okay.
The thing is that it would only count as 1 point of repair per turn in battle. So that's the whole thing.
It's not construct up.
Yeah, it's something that I can use outside of battle over the course of several minutes to put them back together.
Fair enough. Okay. You do the thing. Are you waiting until you get to the bandit camp, or are you just doing it here in the field?
My intent was to do it now because I want to make sure that we are prepared in case.
It's going to take a little while to round up the heads and everything. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Correct.
Okay, cool. You do all of those things and then head off.
Should we take a short rest or should we go now?
I kind of want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to get out of here too.
The crows are flying around. Vultures. All right. So you guys head to the bandit camp. And then you arrive at the bandit camp. And it's a bandit camp. Squat little, there's like 6 tents. They're just shoddily made with some ramshackle sheepskin beds. Like it's a pretty crappy affair. There's a bigger tent off to the side that appears to be the leader's tent.
Is there a pile of acquired loot?
It's not piled, but if you wander around searching, it's around.
I look for that stuff.
Cool. You find 12 50 gold gems, a spell scroll with a cantrip on it, 4 spell scrolls with first level spells on it, a potion of healing, 2,000 copper, 1,400 silver, 60 gold.
Can we get that in writing?
Yeah, I couldn't write that fast. I'm sorry.
I would prefer not written.
Can we have
Can I get
text?
that? Can I have that electronically?
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not me telling you for you to record it. Yes, I can do that. That's just the thing you now have is yes,
We
you're
have
able to
things.
find that is the collective of both some spare change in various people's pockets and there is actually a decent amount of loot to be had here.
So we should take a long rest in this camp.
Yup.
Yeah, we gotta see if we gotta resettle the horses. We gotta make sure they're okay. I guess backtracking a little bit. While Jider was soothing the dying horses, I could have brought them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got started that conversation.
We did, which is why I in my head thought we'd finish it. All right, cool.
Right. So we gotta hobble the horses. We gotta get the tag off them. We gotta take care of them. Make sure that they're okay and not going to die of shock.
Mm-hmm.
We got one wolf that's really badly injured. We gotta make sure that he stays on his good side.
Oh yeah, you do because he's unconscious.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair point. He wakes up an hour later, and like you have 2-3 wolves now.
Okay. So we definitely need some time. All of us are injured, and we got to go through everything. So, do we want to cut Tippletoe in on any of the goods?
Well, she said she was coming with us, right? To the camp.
Yeah, she's there with you.
We'll just take this as payment for protecting you. Does that sound good?
Yeah, this is worth a lot more than she was going to give us. Anyway, so yeah.
What was she gonna give us?
Okay.
250 gold.
Are you sure it's more? I heard
There's 12
60 gold.
GP gems in there, and 60 gold. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Does that work for you?
It's not by like an extreme amount, but yeah, I mean, I'd prefer to go halvesies, but like, I don't really have a leg to stand on there.
But
So,
like some of those horses.
wow, you are literally the worst person I've ever met. Okay.
Especially since he can speak to horse.
Yeah, that's super mod. All right, yeah, that's fine. Then call us square. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Do you have any more of that gerbil jerky by chance? Because we
Yeah,
happened and we don't have
unfortunately,
it.
I looked on the way over here because I thought you might ask, and it turns out that was the last of our gerbils.
Oh, we had already established that jerking gerbils takes a long time. In
Yeah.
our last session.
It does.
She didn't have
They're
any
small.
more.
I can certainly, like, if you guys want a regular supply, we can certainly figure something out. Next time I'm in town, I just, that'll probably be in about a month.
Okay.
Perhaps
Oh, wait,
you could teach me how to jerk
You
the
guys are
gerbils.
Jaegers,
We
right?
wouldn't be in that town again.
Yeah, so where are you? And she pulls out like this binder. So what town are you guys headquartered in? I'll see if it's on my route.
We're headquartered in the town that we're headquartered in, which I forget the name.
It's
I don't think it's in the confluence or the Atlassian.
It is.
Is it? I see our CBD core.
Is that the name?
It's Cleaver's Fork. I'm pretty sure.
It is a fork.
Or is it a cleaver?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Cleaver's Fork. That
It's
is a
like a
town. I don't
spork,
remember.
you know.
But fair point. Yeah. Actually, it is. I should be there in about 2.5 weeks. So I can try to make sure I've got some jerk gerbils for you.
Yeah. Jerk them up.
Awesome.
I would like to be taught how to jerk gerbils, if that's okay.
Actually, that's a trade secret. So, to be honest, we don't do the jerking. We have a guy who does the jerking for us.
You got a jerk guy? Or a gerbil guy?
I've got a gerbil jerker, yeah. Yeah, so I'll probably be. It looks like Cleaver's Fork is on our route, so I should be there fairly regularly.
Cool.
If the the manager for the Corps, his name is Shane Marston, so if you get there and we're out on a mission, he's the guy to talk to, and
Yeah, I know Shane.
Yeah.
Do you know Hector?
Who?
No, never mind.
Yeah, the dog that only you talk to? No, Tipozo doesn't know him. All right, so you guys are going to get a long rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you get a long rest. So the following morning, Tipozo, all right, well, we're going to keep going because I don't really want to add 5 days to this 3-day journey by going back with you. So good luck, I guess. And presumably we'll see each other again at some point. I'll relax you too. And we'll bye.
Bye.
All right. Carl, we're leaving. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, Carl. Bye, Fred.
Fred, put your pants on.
Fred.
All right. And they leave, and you guys head back to town.
With
with all of the things you said in tow.
With a body, 2 bandits that we captured, 3 dire wolves, some collection of horses in various states of health.
Yeah, you have 4. I'm going to say you have 4 horses.
Okay.
What about a bunch of heads?
Did Peppy survive?
Is it 8 heads?
Yeah, our horse survived.
Yeah, your horse. So actually, I lied. You have 5 horses. You have 4 horses that are in good health, and then Peppy is fucked up, but alive and walking around.
I thought Peppy, didn't he turn to not get hit?
He didn't.
No, he ran straight into the fray.
Oh.
Yeah.
He just didn't break any legs.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, he got a long rest too.
I mean, yes, but also he's a horse, so that's fair, actually. So you have 5 fully healthy horses.
And if it wasn't healthy, I would have spent the trip cure woundsing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. The long rest would affect the horse too. So you guys travel for 2 days until you arrive back in town. And once you're back in town, other than the fact that the town is terrible, what are you doing with the dire wolves?
I mean, they're just our friends.
So you're going to bring them into town.
I want to during this time where we're resting out at Dead Bandit Camp.
Yeah.
I would like to do everything I can to make as close as friends with some dire wolves as possible.
Sure.
So like any little bits of gerbil jerky I scrounge, like gerbil jerky, like food, like
I'll function as an intermediary to that relationship.
Yeah, so to be clear, their disposition towards the 4 of you is fairly positive.
But what's the perception of direwolves in general? Like,
I mean, they are
monsters.
I would run.
I mean, yes, to some degree. The random citizen is going to be afraid. They are large. They're like 8 feet tall. Like, they're enormous fucking beasts. So, like, I think there would be fear among the common populace if they were not a known entity. So you just bringing 3 direwolves back into town is going to cause a fracas. We don't want the townsfolk to
go all, torches and pitchforks in the hills.
Now, that being said, so the general disposition to all 4 of you is positive. Okay. Only one of them, so all three of them view Jider as their master by virtue of them being part of the same pack. The issue was that as described to you by the dire wolves later at least you piece together, is that the leader was particularly cruel. And so while he was not their master, they were afraid of him, which is why the one that had already kind of come to your side was fairly unwilling to engage him directly.
Oh, I was scared. Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. But you four have liberated them. Actually, the bugbear was really nice. He was a gentle and tender master, but you exploded him. So by the law of the dire wolf jungle, you're their master. But they're also very happy that you killed the cruel man. So like, it's sort of a win-win for them, for kind of all four of you.
Cool.
Okay, so Jider, maybe you should hang with the wolves outside of town, and then we'll go in and.
I'd probably also want to introduce him to Hector, since Hector's gonna be taken care of at our Jaeger Corps. So they're gonna want to be friends.
Right. Well, is Hector still in town, or did he go back?
Oh, no, Hector's in town because I sent him. Oh, I need to catch up with Hector.
Yes,
Hector...
so that's what I'm trying to get you guys to.
Okay, so
okay, why don't we camp a little bit outside town? Jider, you can hang with the wolves. We'll go in.
The wolves don't need supervision.
So I will point out the wolves are very obedient.
Like,
and are at least sufficiently intelligent as to follow directions. Think of them like very well trained dogs.
Okay, so so we'll set up our stuff right outside of town, so we're not bringing the direwolves in town. And I'll instruct the wolves, hey, don't hurt any people. Stay around the camp, but if you want to go hunting a little bit and find some fun game, more than welcome to. We're gonna take care of business in town, and we'll be back for you.
We'll be gone a couple hours. It'll be good. Yeah.
They definitely understood parts of that. Their intelligence is 3.
Okay.
You should also
but they got the gist of don't hurt people. Stay unless you get hungry.
Yes.
Also, tell them to stay out of sight.
All right, so you guys
Unless
go back into town.
want them to get attacked by people.
We're past it. So you go back into town.
We'll make it fast. We'll be fast in town.
So you guys go back into town.
I am going to ride the triumphant, the most bestest saddle horse in the country, Pepe, into town with a bag of heads over his back.
Several people see and puke and/or are horrified.
Yes. DVD.
Cool. Are you bringing it to the guild headquarters?
We signed the contract with him there at that. Like it was an actual contract that we had made. So yeah, that's where we're gonna go.
Yeah, the Jaeger Guild office would be a better phrase. So you go there.
I'm just shouting TBD constantly.
That makes sense.
I'll keep an eye out for Hector.
TBD.
So you go and you find Gimbal Timbers. The sometimes male, sometimes female, depending on how I say it. I think she was a gnome too.
Yep.
So he is kind of manning the.
He is.
I wonder if someone would catch that. So she's behind the desk, and when you guys walk up, he says, "Oh, hey guys, welcome back. Oh my God, you have a bag of heads."
We were non-specific about the delivery, so we kind of went with all the options.
I guess that's on me. Okay, well, I don't need that. Yeah.
You just slam on the counter. Well, they're yours now.
Yeah, like some of this is just like honor system. So like we know who you are. So if you lied, we just come find you. So, like, you didn't really need to bring a bag of heads. It was sufficient to just say, okay, we did the job. And we would have been like, cool.
Well, you got a bag of heads. So
yeah, like really the only time like this sort of shit is necessary is if whoever hired you wants it. But like if the mayor didn't say anything, we're not gonna make you bring a bag of heads. You know that's fucked up, right? Like it's a bag of heads, dude. What the hell? Also, we don't know what the bandits look like, so why would a bag of heads help us?
Well, we talked about ears or hands and feet, but like we settled on heads.
Okay,
like,
well,
remove all the ambiguity.
How about we go with this? Yeah. You take all that shit out, and I just mark you as having completed the job. I assume that's what you're trying to say here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Cool.
I'll take the bag of heads. Go find like a pig farmer. Or
marked as complete. We will remit payment to TBD. No, you take it out of town. I do not want a bag of heads linked to the guild. Just remove them.
Okay,
guys. And she pulls out the binder. You've seen her write in numerous times and starts scribbling furiously.
And then, but I'm like, okay, but to be clear though, we do have some more. And I go over and I grab the dead body that we took whole. Because we didn't cut his head off because nobody said we did. It was one of the 5 guys, and I'm like, we also have this.
What? Oh, well, actually, that is what you were supposed to do. So at least on that point, you did the right thing. Do you have the others?
We got 2 more, totally alive.
We're actually.
What about
alive.
the other 2?
Not
working
yet.
On it.
Working
I got
on
a guy working on it.
Okay, that's ominous. All right. So for those 3, you're going to want to take them over to the guard, the town guard. Because what'll happen there is they will take them into custody. And I'll come with you to sort of have them sign the sort of writ of, yes, these are the 3, and we have them now. And then the bigger guilds will be responsible for sort of escorting them out of our territories back to the kingdom.
Okay, that sounds good.
So,
guys, why don't you guys go with her, and I'll go get rid of the sack of heads.
Not in town. That is super important.
Give them to our boys in camp. They'll love them.
I was going to ask if they might like it.
That is also ominous. Don't need to know. Yeah, no. Just write something quick down. Just gonna jot that down. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
It's unusual for you to write something down that you say you don't need to know.
Yeah, that's nice. So moving on. So she goes with you. You drop off the 2 live guys and the dead guy. They sort of match wanted posters before there's some documentation signing. And she hands you a copy. She takes a copy. They take a copy of this form that basically says, well, really there's 3 forms because there's 1 for each person. That basically says this person has formally been remanded into the Sons of Dawn's custody. And it is now their responsibility for part of the job that gets them to the kingdom. But the part of the job that is find and capture them it's essentially saying you did your job.
3/5.
She goes back to the headquarters or the guild office. And what are you guys doing now?
We still need to get paid by the mayor.
No, she mentioned she was going to remit payment to TBD. Right. You won't get money directly.
We need to find Hector.
I'm taking the sack of heads back.
You take the sack of heads back to the direwolves.
Outside of the direwolves.
To play fetch with the sack of heads.
Sure, that's cool.
So you're going to take a head out of the bag and throw a head and want it to come back to you?
I mean, if they bring it back, that'll be great. I'm not expecting them to bring it back at all.
It's like an 80% All right, let's see. The first one, they do bring it back, but the second one they eat. And the third one they bring back.
Yeah, 3. I got a lot of heads, so like they can eat every other head and we can still have a good game.
Yeah. Not if that continues. Then eventually you only have increasingly small fractions of heads.
No, then we're done with the game.
Okay, so you're gonna go find Hector?
Yeah.
You find Hector.
Hector!
Oh, hello. What can I do for you?
So, first off, we met some friends. They're a little rough around the edges, but
sure. That doesn't surprise me. You are all rough around the edges.
Yes, we are. We're gonna need, you being the responsible.
Wait, are you saying they have mange?
I did not check. They are dire wolves.
Oh.
But they're our friends now.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
They're big.
Also, I have a quick question. Where's this conversation happening? Is it in like the middle of like the town square or something? He's just barking at a dog?
Yeah, 100%.
Very important. Okay,
100%. What are the two of you doing while he's barking at a dog?
Trying to look like I'm not with this group.
That makes sense. That seems like the mantra of this entire campaign.
So
I am very intently focusing on this conversation that I do not understand.
Okay. Anyway, what can I do for you?
So you remember that lady that we were trying to find? To look for? Told you kind of keep it.
I mean, that sounds vaguely familiar.
Oh, okay. Well, any idea where she might be hanging out?
Wait. Is she? Oh! I think I'm starting to remember. Is she about 5'8" tall, with long silver hair and blue eyes?
Is she?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, she's behind you.
What?
And you turn around, and Emma is in fact standing there.
Emma.
Yes. Hello. It's my understanding that you've dealt with the bandit problem.
Yes.
You seem unsure.
Well, see, the thing is, there's still the two people that you say are in your fold. That
yes,
we need
but they're not part of the bandit problem. So,
but we discussed meeting them to ensure that they were not.
I am aware of this. That's why I'm here.
Excellent.
None of that explains why you would be unsure that you've dealt with the bandit problem.
Oh, they are dealt with. I mean, if you
excellent. Well, you seem to be one man down.
Head guy, if you want.
I don't know what that means, but you do seem one person down. I really appreciate Eric. 10 out of 10. I feel it's only fair to go retrieve him, and then I suppose I will have to, or I will be doing upholding my end of the deal. Yes.
Yes. Hopefully.
After you.
Okay. Well, Don, are you gonna be just hanging out in camp, or are you coming back to town when you're done dealing with the heads?
He's not there. You can't ask him.
Oh,
you didn't make that decision before he left.
I mean,
I totally forgot that the lady was going to be there. So,
well, we didn't know she'd just be there. To be fair,
Jider, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to this lady.
Okay, sounded like you were talking to.
We've right through your shitty cosplay mask.
So, like, she gestures towards the edge of town you guys came from.
Yeah. Okay. So, we've got camp set out right side of town, so we can meet there. If you'll meet us there.
I mean, I'll just come with you.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
That's why I'm saying after you.
Well, okay.
We'll all go there, and then I'll take you to our compound.
Cool. Awesome. Good job. Figure it out. Hector, you want to come and hang out with us?
Can I make one quick stop on the way?
Sure.
Cool. I take a couple of the gold from our pile, and I buy myself a shield.
Oh, sure.
What color?
Wood. Probably.
All right, so he buys himself a wood-colored metal shield. And then, so like how in the 90s there was this fad where they put wood paneling on things? I'm thinking like the 90s wood-paneled Jeep. Yes, I would love to come. I believe that was the agreement. I helped you find her, which I did. She's there, and I get nums.
Yes. You do.
Excellent. Let's go meet your friends.
Yeah.
Brian, how far from what are we at? Like we're at? It's not Goblin's Rest. It's not Gobbler's Knob.
Goblin's Knob.
He's a goblin.
So you are in Codlin's
There's no
Rest.
goblins. It's only
Codlin's
Knob.
Rest.
Yeah, you are in Codlin's Rest, as Rich so obnoxiously pointed out.
What is? How far from Cleaver's Fork?
I want to say it was about 2 days.
Okay. But it's days.
I apologize if that is not entirely accurate, but it's on the order of a couple days.
That's fine. That's close. I just wanted to say, like, you know, we've got like pack animals. We've got all this shit we got to get back. Like, if it was close, we could have gone, dropped stuff off, and then gone back to meet.
No, it's not close enough to like take a day trip. That's for sure.
Okay, cool. That's it. I'm done. Also, can we edit the confluence page?
Yeah.
You should be able to. You might have to like make an account, which is a little annoying, but I didn't want like randos. So what might have to happen is you make an account, I have to approve it, and then you can make edits with that account so that like it's publicly viewable but not publicly editable. Oh my god, with the zoomies. Okay, so we're going to head over and meet your new friends. Oh, you have new friends, do you?
Yeah.
I didn't know you met new friends.
I told you we met new friends. Didn't I?
I don't believe so.
I said we made new friends.
I think you said it's the dog.
Yeah, so
I
I recognize that the voices sound... I recognize that... I was about to call this out. I recognize the voices sound similar.
Okay.
I'm really relying on the accent to distinguish the fact that the dog
I think Hector
said,
belongs to Emma.
I want to go visit your new friends, and Emma replied to the dog with, oh, there are new friends.
Okay, so Emma can understand dogs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
When I choose
And
to.
respond.
Okay, cool.
Which is why I said...
So now we have two barking
that
crazy
makes
people
way
walking
more
down the
sense.
middle of the road. Cool.
I mean, no. So she did. Yeah, fair. No, I. Don't worry. I generally avoid the barking, raving mad.
I lean over to Bob and say, I think that dog belongs to that lady.
Anyway.
I thought he was our friend.
I mean, things can be your friends and belong to people. Anyway, onward.
Onward.
I believe you said Hector was coming with, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know you two were on a first name basis.
Sure. We go way back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Onward. We go to the place, I guess.
And you go to the place.
We're at the place.
You're at the place. Wow. Nothing interesting happens. You get to the place. It is worth noting, Emma does not balk at the three direwolves. Hector, on the other hand, seems very confused. What the? They seem to be very large dogs, and yet they are not dogs? I'm very confused.
It's rough around the edges.
And then they proceed to sniff each other's anuses. And then they're friends.
Like you do, yeah.
Cool.
Because they genuinely just are big dogs.
I'm just imagining this between a normal sized dog and an 8 foot tall dog.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. Like the direwolf flops on its back, and then the Hector, who was I think it was a border collie. I want to say he was a collie, but I'd have to look it up. Like jumps.
He is
on.
now.
And so okay, well, I am afraid the wolves can't come. There just won't be enough room. But certainly Hector, of course.
Well, that's up to Hector. He can stay here with his friends, with his new friends if he wants to.
Sure.
I'm telling it to Hector.
Oh no, I know. Oh no, I'll come, of course. And then he looks up to Emma and says, "Shall we be off?" Yes, yes, of
Don,
course.
you take care of those heads?
Yep.
Cool.
She puts out her hand and just stands there. Take my hand.
Like who?
Like Emma, take my hand.
No, like who
all
takes
of
your
you,
hand?
anyone who's coming. This is not complicated.
They cut it off.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I follow suit.
penis
Like the
things.
obvious thing, I just like take her hand. I put my hand in her hand.
And then she okay.
Okay.
So we like hands in, like
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, go
Okay.
team.
yeah. You're getting the idea. I didn't realize this would be this complicated, but yes.
I put my hand on top.
And Hector hops up like on his hind legs and put his paw. And then she proceeds to cast a spell. And then you aren't there anymore.
I should have clarified that.
Yeah. Because she cast teleport, I think, or warp, or one of the high level pew pew zoop spells. You find yourself in the second floor. The only thing in the room is a teleportation circle that is humming in the center of this probably 20 foot by 20 foot room with one door leading out and windows kind of off in two of the corners. And she sort of puts her hands down and everyone kind of, your hands just follow those. Okay. So I believe the agreement was that I would allow you to speak with them.
So I'm going to look around to see if Moto's with me.
Moto's probably not.
didn't put his
Unless
hands in
Moto
the
was
circle.
touching Emma, he's not.
Well, I was going to say that Moto would put his hand up if Hector did, but this was quick, which is why I'm willing to say that he didn't come with us. Up to you, Jim.
I mean, I would say, yeah, that's fine. I'm not that worried about it.
Indeed.
Unless you guys make me regret it.
I will.
Where is I have to find
a way.
a note somewhere about who is who. I have a lot of paperwork that has gone MIA. Do you guys remember by any chance who the two people are that were here of the 5?
Nope.
God damn it.
I may have
Dwarf
taken
and gnome, maybe.
that could be.
I mean, that might be. That was also part of notes that I don't. Are not notes I'm looking at.
So we have Orla, Hagrin, Gertis, Gerald, and Fargus. So
Yeah.
halfling and gnome. Is that it?
I mean,
Who did we
that
just
might
get?
be
Was it
it.
the
The
half-
particular note that I'm looking at. Oh, here we go. Oh, I found it. Yeah, Fargus and Orla.
Okay.
Which, no, you were never given their race.
But we would
I
have
have.
seen the posters.
I have it. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
I
Well,
have
then
it
I don't
from
have
the-
it written down. So what did you tell me it was?
I have halfling and gnome for those two.
That works.
Fargus is a halfling and gnome for Orla,
Where's my pen?
I believe.
That works. Sorry, Fargus was what?
Halfling.
Halfling.
Sorry.
So the two little ones.
Yeah. Cool. And then Orla's a gnome. So she says, okay, so I believe the agreement was that I would allow you to speak with them. They should be waiting down in the kitchen. So if you'll follow me, we will go speak with them. And then if you're satisfied, you can leave and never come back. And she proceeds to, as she's sort of saying this over her shoulder, she's walking to the door and opens it. And Hector actually follows her.
Okay.
After she leaves the room, I quickly and relatively quietly as possible cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
In the room with a giant teleportation.
Yeah, so the teleportation circle is obviously magic.
Isn't it have a duration? Yeah, it has a duration.
Yeah.
10-minute long.
Yeah, I was just saying you're gonna detect one big thing in the room.
Well, but then I'm going to move.
Yeah.
We're good.
So you obviously the teleportation circle.
Yeah.
Where are you moving?
We are.
I'm following her.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to like.
So I would say there are two things you would notice, because I imagine you would cast Detect Magic and at least look around a little bit.
Yes.
So you would notice two things. You would notice obviously the teleportation circle. You would also notice looking out the window a fuck ton of illusion magic. Not directly at the window pane, but in the scenery beyond.
What's the scenery beyond look like?
The scenery beyond is mountainous.
And the area that we were in before was
very much not.
So
the area you were in before was rolling plains and some light forest.
Where
I basically know the answer.
So I walk up to I would quickly take a walk at the window and take a look, and it just so I could get a better view of it. And is it just that like surrounding this entire it's like a big dome around us is all illusion magic?
Basically, yeah.
Got it.
It is obvious to you, having cast Detect Magic, that the surrounding countryside is an illusion. Wherever you are, it is intended that you visibly think you are somewhere else.
Got it.
Hey, Jider. Does like her relationship with Hector feel a little strange?
Yeah, I thought he was a stray, so no.
Because like he just popped up here and teleported back with her. I'm having second thoughts about bringing him back to TBD.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. We'll see. You know, if he really wants to come.
I'm also having second
it's up
thoughts.
To him. So.
Yeah. I'm having real second thoughts about jumping this lady and taking the other two guys back though. Like that's not. I can't hang with this kind of magic.
We might be stuck here if we do that.
Well, don't say that. That's.
She pokes her head around and goes, "Are you guys coming?"
Yeah, sorry. The teleportation kind of upset my stomach and
yes, it does that.
The rumble. Yeah, like I don't want to fart in your home. I'm sorry.
We call it the Porto Sickies.
Yeah. We'll be right there. We're right there. Just
Okay. I mean, she just keeps standing by the door.
Okay, you're just gonna watch?
I mean, yes, because you're in my home and you're strangers. I mean, if you vom, that's fine. I'll just prestidigitate it away.
That's weird. That's strange. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Can you guys learn how to do this? It seems like a really useful fucking thing to be able to do.
I can't.
I can look into that.
I'm remembering a conversation about how wizards in Harry Potter never used toilets before recently because they would just magic away their.
And moving on.
I'm just saying, lady. It's I don't know what end it's going to come out of. It's.
I mean, that's fine, but that doesn't mean I'm going to leave you alone in my house.
There's a reason why on most maps there's no bathrooms.
Yes. Also, if you want to use the bathroom, we can just go use the bathroom. Like shitting yourself in the middle of my teleportation dojo seems like the worst place to shit yourself. I can take you to the bathroom.
What's gonna happen. I'm sorry, could have warned you. You're gonna teleport somebody against their consent. Like maybe just ask them. It's like, hey, can I teleport you to my home, way up in the fucking mountains, far away? Like, it's not.
I mean, it wasn't without your consent. You held my hand.
That consent?
Yeah, I thought it was obvious what was going to happen. I mean, looking back on it now, if you didn't even understand you were supposed to give me your hand, I suppose I should have realized you didn't know what was happening. But my apologies.
I think it's settling. I think it's
that's good.
Solidifying. I'm all right. Do
you want like a seltzer?
Do you have that?
Sure.
I would love one.
All right, let's go. Because it's in the kitchen.
Where the people that we need to
Where the people you wanted to talk to are.
Let's go.
Making it all my fault. Yeah, I see how it is. All right, let's go.
So are you going now?
Yeah, I very indignantly follow her.
So I want to walk up and then like quietly say to Don that I can make something emit an odor if he wants cover.
Thanks, buddy. I think I got it. But good looking out.
It can be whatever odor you want.
Oh, I can actually make a puff of wind too, so we can really sell this. Because I drew crap.
All right, so you guys go into the kitchen. Jesus Christ.
Good for shenanigans down the road. It's good knowledge for later.
All right, so you guys are clearly on the second floor. You guys go down a wooden hallway. There's not a lot of decoration. It appears well maintained. There's just not a ton of decoration before you go downstairs and are led into a kitchen off the main entryway where a young halfling and gnome are sitting at the table. And they are both wearing fairly simple but pretty much the same like long gray pants and a tan shirt. And as soon as Emma walks in, they both sort of stand up quickly. Almost at attention, but with a little bit less like rigidity to it. And they sort of bow their heads a little bit, and before she sort of puts out her hand and says, "Calm yourselves. It's okay. These four," and she sort of gestures to the four of you, "just wish to speak with you about your time here, in order to assuage their fears that you would be naughty boys and girls." Sorry, it's been a long day, and I don't know how to be more eloquent than that right now. And she gestures to the four of you to sit at 4 chairs. There are 6 chairs around this table, and the two sit back down, and she gestures to the 4 of you.
So
where are you going to sit?
I'm not. Okay. I'm not part of this conversation. I'm merely going to watch.
So, question. So
there was a seltzer mentioned.
Oh yes, and she goes and gets you the seltzer while Bill asks his question.
Thank you. So I can see everything here. So do I see Hector and these two? Is there anything magic about
the room
we're in or them?
Smart.
Hector's magic too.
All 3 of them are all magic.
Just wait. What all 3 of them?
Well, there's the halfling and the gnome.
No. The gnome and the halfling are fine, but Hector's magic. I forgot Hector. Yeah, he's got transmutation magic.
Of course.
Of course, I made friends with him. I don't know that though.
No.
Oh.
Okay. Unless in your secret powwow you would have wanted to convey that, because you would have known that immediately. I forgot Hector was in the room.
Well, I mean, Hector had walked out by the time I turned it on.
Oh, that's true. He had left. Yeah. So you would only... Actually... Well, too late now. Hector's not actually there.
Oh, okay. That's what I was... Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Hector came with... but you do not see him in the kitchen.
Okay.
Sorry, I got confused.
Got it.
So we don't
Okay.
know
They're
yet
not-
with Hector.
Yeah, so you don't
Argus-
know that fact. That definitely,
It's not a fact.
yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Don's still like confused by the whole situation. We voiced
Yeah.
our concerns.
Like, it's obvious to you there's some relationship between the two
Yeah,
of them,
well,
but
that's
you
meta.
don't know.
We won't have a player knowledge. Yeah.
Yep.
Sipping
All
on
right, but
my
these-
seltzer.
These two are not
Argus-
charmed, huh?
Orla,
Yeah, no, they're
Gotta-
not. That, if that's what you were looking for, to be precise, no, they're not charmed. And in fact, I would say that your trip downstairs has shown that there's almost no magic anywhere. Emma has some magical accoutrement on her once you get back in the same room with her. Like, she's got some magic shit on her. But the house is a house. The two of them are not charmed. The only thing you've seen so far that is weird is the illusion dome.
Interesting.
Okay, so Vargas, Orla, we find ourselves in a sticky situation. You know, you've deserted the army.
I mean, yeah.
The army wants you dead because of it. Or
Yeah,
at least returned
This
to
stands
be-
trial. Not necessarily dead.
And-
I
and
mean,
then to be properly dead.
probably be dead. That's sort of why we're here.
So, like,
This
you
is
left, they want you
Fargus
back.
talking.
We've been hired to bring you back. And so that's where we're at. We got
Okay.
your friends have been dealt with. That's fine. We're just dealing with us right here.
Orla. So Fargus is the one that's doing the talking. Orla is kind of looking at Emma a little bit.
So, I mean, what do you want?
So Emma has told us that you are perfectly happy here, that you're perfectly safe. There's no risk of you going back to, was it the Empire?
Kingdom.
The Kingdom. And she wants to keep you safe here.
And we are safe here.
Yes, but understand that we're under contract to do a job, and we can't not do the job, right? We all have our livelihoods. We all have our existences. We gotta, there's rules, like, right? We get the job. We gotta
So
do
at
the
this point, Emma sort of steps in. She says, "So, to be clear, the agreement was that you could speak to them to confirm that they are not under any sort of charm, that they are happy here and here of their own volition."
And that they won't return. Because we made the point of they can't be walking around the Empire showing themselves... Kingdom, sorry. Showing us to have not done our job.
yeah, we can't.
I made
we can't-
assurances on their behalf that would not happen.
Yes.
But I want to be clear about why I let you, like, what your
No one-
conversation.
We're not starting a fight. We're just trying to get to a copacetic agreement for everybody that's beneficial for all of us. We're not, nobody's pulling a sword out. We're not doing anything like that.
I'm not suggesting you're pulling a sword out. I'm saying the agreement is, and has already been made, to be they are here. If they wish to stay here, they're going to stay here.
We're not.
If they wish to leave, they are welcome to do so. But I won't let you try to convince them to leave.
We're not trying to. I don't want to convince them to leave. I don't give two shits what they do. I care about my perception when I go back to my boss about the completion of the job. So what?
Which would be implying that they should.
So what we can do? Just relax. Okay. What we can do is try and find some way that we can provide proof that we've seen them, proof that they're not coming back, that they're gone, and we can return that to our superiors, and they can be lost in the field of, I don't know, everlasting mountainhood dreams, whatever the fuck this place is.
Her home.
I prefer to think of it as a collective.
Okay.
And
of everlasting
if
messages.
all you sought from this meeting was proof, the proof that you just described, you needn't have met them at all. Like, I can provide that. They gave up their worldly possessions when they joined our flock.
I mean, to be
So
honest,
if
we kind of
you're
mentioned
looking
a
for
weird
something like a
situation, so-
military ID, I can provide that.
Okay. So
you just made it sound like you wanted to ensure their safety, and they're here.
It's both things.
Honestly, like we met you at a weird tavern, like you were drinking, we were all drinking a lot. We needed to make sure that everything was on the up and up, you know?
I mean, fair enough. You can see that they are safe. Your friend can clearly see that they are not charmed. And she sort of gestures to Bob.
Yeah, they're not.
Cool. So, yeah. So, are we?
Was that what?
I'm looking at Bob. He's over there on the Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I heard was "Are we?" and then you trailed off.
Because I was watching Don look up.
I have Zoom actually does a thing where it actually mirrors the image on the other side. So on my end, it's completely.
Yeah, it's
anyway.
We're really happy here. Like we don't want to leave.
Okay, no.
It has been fantastic joining the flock.
So
very calming.
Sargus, Orla, enjoy your lives in the collective flock, whatever it is. Can't go back to the kingdom. Obviously, they'll kill you on sight. Like that's just like stay out of that. If you find yourself back in Codlin's Rest, maybe don't tell people where you came from. This will all blow over real fast.
It's unlikely. We don't leave the compound.
Now, where are we?
Only Emma and the High Elders leave the compound. The rest of us, we live here and live off the land. Become one with nature.
Living off the mountain?
Yeah. I mean, there's land in between here and the mountains.
Like I guess when you said mountains, I was thinking like snow-covered Alps or something. But,
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So Emma.
I would also point out it's like a cool 65 or 70. Like if you looked out the window, there's a pretty severe disconnect between where it looks like you are and how it feels.
Okay. Guys, questions for Orla and Sargus? Otherwise, I think we can conclude our business without them, which is Emma.
Why did you join this collective?
To seek salvation and inner peace. I mean, they don't. I've wanted peace.
Okay.
You don't.
How did you meet Emma?
She found us. We there was a group of us that deserted. Me and Orla, of course, and then there was Gerald and Gertis and Hagrid. But when we got to Codlin's Rest, they were a bit more rough and tumble than we were. They were a bit more aggressive. And me and Orla, we just wanted to start a new life. We didn't want to hurt people or anything. So we sort of started going our separate ways, and that's when Emma found us, and she said, we could have a new life here and be free from earthly worries, and we figured we'd try it, do like a 7-day free trial kind of thing, but we really liked the service, so we signed up for a premium membership.
And the sign
premium membership.
All your work with.
Well, I mean, we don't really need them here.
They seem like they're telling the truth.
Are you asking to make an insight check?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll insight.
I rolled a 14.
Yeah, they seem legit. I say they. Fergus is the only one talking, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess I'm satisfied here as long as we can acquire some sort of evidence that they're.
Yes, I can get you their military IDs.
Their IDs actually might do it. What we'd really like would be like their uniforms.
No, we ditched those almost immediately.
But you kept the IDs?
I mean, it's smaller.
You can hide an ID. You can't
Yeah.
Makes
sense. Just as likely to get deaded if you get found with it.
I mean, that's fair. We weren't really thinking too straight. We were wearing the uniforms, and we were like, "Oh God, this'll be obvious that it's us." So we changed, and we just didn't think to keep the uniforms. But I mean, we didn't consciously choose to get rid of the IDs. They were just in our stuff.
Makes sense to me.
All right. We'll take the IDs. The IDs we can probably make work. Any other trinkets of your military service? Keep a medal? Did you keep a little pin?
No. I mean, we were only in the military for a few months.
Why did you leave?
Participation badges?
Well, I mean, I wanted to. I joined the military when I turned 16 to see the world, and I sort of just ended up on guard duty, 20 feet from where I grew up. So it just wasn't really what I signed up for. Yeah. It just wasn't really my thing. That's why I left. Everyone kind of had their own thing going on. Orla, well, I don't want to get into it. But she had her own reasons for leaving.
And those were Orla?
Orla doesn't really talk much. And she spent the bulk of this conversation basically fidgeting. She's alternating between looking down and looking at Emma and Fargus, but she has not made eye contact with any of you.
Are you okay over here, Orla?
Oh yeah, she doesn't like strangers much. It's nothing to worry about. Just one of the consequences of what happened. So, I'd appreciate it if you didn't harangue her about it.
Deserting was a traumatic action.
I literally just asked that you not harangue her about it.
No, I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to you.
I know, but she's here, and I don't want to relive her trauma on her behalf, explaining it to you guys.
All right.
It just doesn't seem relevant.
I'm saying I just got teleported. My stomach's doing these things. This is a whole weird 15 minutes of my life.
So taking a good look at Orla, does she look like she's more scared of Emma, or does she look like she's more scared of us?
You guys.
Okay.
She appears to be looking at Emma as a source, of comfort, not as the source of her fear. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're done.
Bob, Akil, Easy, any questions? You guys happy with this?
Covered most of my questions. Seem to be happy here, and yeah, they're not. They don't look like they're here under duress or under any magical influence, so that's not the problem.
that implies there is a problem.
That's not a problem then.
Okay.
Wrong article.
That's better.
All right, so Emma, I think Orla and Faris can get back to their duties, inner peace in the mountains, whatever it is. But you know what? If you've got a couple of minutes, I would love to hear the pitch on this free trial situation.
I would love to give you one, although I must admit, you're unlikely to see the value in it.
Well, yeah, but you never know. Like, you gotta try the thing, right? You gotta listen to the words. You gotta hear what it's about. I don't know. Hey, I never been teleported before. That was pretty fucking neat. I was surprised, but
fair.
That's cool.
I suppose.
Mikey House in the mountains.
Yes.
Pretty dope.
Very
Who doesn't
well.
want some inner peace?
I could use a little more time before taking you back anyway, so I suppose I can give you the tour.
Can I get another seltzer while we walk through the place?
Of course. Would anyone else like a seltzer?
I'll take one.
Get you guys some seltzers.
As an out of character aside, I love the idea of the chatterbox who can't keep his mouth shut for like 30 seconds being like, I would love to get some inner peace over here.
Trying to better myself,
Yeah, so she takes you on the grand tour, and there's not really
fucking suspicious. And
I mean it's a fairly quick tour.
The Emma and the High Elders line was spooky.
Are the other two staying behind, or are they going to come
No,
with
she
us?
tells them to go off back to their
quarters.
No, to their
So,
tasks.
I'd like to ask Vargas before he leaves. How many people are here?
Oh, I think there's like 30 or 40.
Thank you.
Yeah, come.
And he grabs Orla's hand and they sort of walk out together. And once they're sort of out of the side, so while I don't particularly appreciate you digging into Orla's trauma, you have to understand she had a rather abrupt and bloody end to her time as a soldier. And she wishes not to relive that, which is why she left. So
we
you
weren't
asking
under the
questions
impression
about it.
We weren't aware that there was trauma involved. So we apologize.
It's fine. I'm not the one you might want to apologize to, but
Sorry.
she'll be fine.
Probably.
So she gives you the $5 tour. Bill, you don't see any
Is
magic.
that expensive or cheap for a tour? I don't know.
You don't see any magic other than the giant dome. What you do see is that this compound appears to be fairly sprawling. It's probably a number of acres. That's a big number. I don't know what that is because I don't know how big an acre is, but imagine like it's not enormous. Like you can see the edges, but it's pretty hefty. And a lot of it is farmland. Like a lot of it is there's like large fields and you can see 8 or 9 fields with different crops. And they're not like huge because it's pretty clear like they're making enough food to feed themselves. But you also that they're in different rotations. They're in different parts. If you know anything about like farming, you would recognize that they're in different stages of growth, which sort of implies that like there's not seasons here.
I've got nature as a
So you would notice that it's very peculiar that not everything is in the same like stage of growth, even of the same crop type.
I would have also been familiar with a self-sustaining village from my origin.
So you would recognize this as such.
Okay.
Okay.
Also,
so if we
like,
see to the edge, does the terrain abruptly change?
No. It actually isn't really obvious that it is not obvious to you that it is an illusion. It's more that as you look out, Like, it looks real. It just doesn't, what you see that looks real doesn't jive with what you're feeling. Think of it like, this is not exactly what it is, but conceptually, if you were looking down at a snow-capped peak and it was 80 degrees, and your brain's like, how am I above something I know to be extremely cold? That doesn't make sense. It's that sort of disconnect of like, you can tell something isn't right, but it looks real. And obviously, Bill, you can see it's just a giant.
Yeah. At some point as we do the walk, when we're a good distance away from it, I would whisper to various members of the group as we do this walk, like, like we're surrounded by a giant illusion.
Oh, that makes sense.
But otherwise, like, there's some fields. There's, I mean, it's a quick, like, 5-minute tour. There's some fields. There's a couple bunkhouses, one for the men, one for the women, and the main house.
About?
You probably see 20, 25. I would say this is probably, like, late morning, 10, 11.
Anything that stands out from a military perspective, like walls or a wizard's tower or anything like that?
Not the only building that might stand out is the one she refers to as the armory. But other than that, like, there's not like high walls. No.
Okay.
There's just, it's a main house, and then there's a couple. No.
Okay.
It just.
But so Emma, what cool stuff you got in the armory? Anything?
Nothing you need to concern yourself with.
Oh, come on! It's what we do for a living. It's always concerning.
I've been very clear. Right? I've been very clear with you in the same way that I've been very clear with many people. You are welcome to come and confirm what you wish to know. You will not take them by force.
We're not trying to say. Why do you keep?
I understand that. I'm
weird.
Answering your question.
What's the deal with you and Hector? I thought Hector was a stray in town, but you guys seem on really good terms.
You thought he was a stray?
Well, I mean, I found him among the strays. Granted, he seems much more eloquent than the other dogs that I was talking to.
Yeah, he generally spends his time just being a dog.
As opposed to spending his time being what?
I mean, you would have to ask him. It's not really my place to say.
But not originally a dog.
You would have to ask him. It's not my place to say.
See, I thought I had made friends with a dog, and we were gonna welcome him into our fold.
I mean, you did. I mean, I don't know about the welcome him into your home part. That's entirely his choice. But I mean, you did make friends with a dog. He's a very nice dog, very smart.
He is. He's really smart. He's a good doggo.
But otherwise, in order to close that particular loop, you guys finish your. Bill, you do see Hector basically just loping about the farmstead, and that's when you would see that he is radiating transmutation magic.
Eyebrow raise.
Yeah.
That's wow. I see what you mean. I say to her out loud.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
The time, Brian.
Yes.
GM question. Is it the same time of day as it was in the town before we got teleported?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the weather comparable as far as the temperature, or is it like warmer or cooler?
Yeah, it's comparable.
Comparable. Okay.
Yeah. I walk up to Jider and I'm like, so if you want to have a conversation starter with Hector, you could ask him why he is surrounded by transmutation magic.
What's transmutation magic?
Magic that makes something into something else.
Oh, you can do that with magic?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I only know about the stuff that I can do. Or wait, is some of my stuff transmutation?
Almost
positively. You might not know it yet, but
yeah, you might not know it as transmutation magic.
Okay.
Like I expect you don't know anything about the term transmutation magic. Like you don't know the technical terms. You just know you can do shit.
Yeah. Oh, so it's like when I make like flowers bloom and stuff.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool. That makes way more. That makes some sense. I was wondering how he was so smart talking. So, do you think he's like a parrot or some other smart animal?
I have no idea what he could be. He could literally be anything. He could easily be a person as a dragon.
Whoa.
But didn't recognize dire wolves.
It's fair.
I don't know that. That's out of character.
I mean, actually, it's fair. Yeah, he
said
whole.
Kind of as a standard thing, I would generally try and communicate my conversations with animals to the group, at least after the fact. Because
also, you would have seen his reaction to the dire wolves as being peculiar.
Really, really big doggos.
Yeah. But otherwise, your unless you have further questions from Emma, your tour ends back at the main house, with Hector kind of bounding up.
Hector, how you doing?
Oh, quite all right. How are you?
I was not aware that you were so familiar with Emma and her compound here.
Yes. I come visit from time to time. Mm-hmm. It's quite nice here.
It is. It looks like they've got some good farmland and, but...
Mighty fine dirt to roll around in, I must say.
My friend here says...
You can tell he's, like, a little dirty.
My friend here says, like, you got some magic stuff going on? You alright?
Oh, yes, quite all right. Nothing to concern yourself with, I promise.
I mean, I'm just curious, because I've never met a magic doggo that I know of.
Well, you know, we all have our secrets.
Full of surprises, Hector.
I do what I can.
So
anyway,
did you not want to come with us to?
Oh no, I was actually quite intrigued. I was certainly planning to, assuming the offer's still on the table.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that, we're on the same page here, because.
Of course.
Okay.
And he looks at Emma. I presume I can still come here very occasionally, yes? And Emma looks at him and says, oh, yes, of course. You're always welcome here, Hector. Excellent. Well, then, of course, I'll come with you.
I'm good, guys.
Can we do something about
I should ask.
Just that's weird, right?
Just to understand logistics. What town is are you taking me to?
Well, our base is in... Insert the name of the town.
Cleaver's Fork.
Cleaver's Fork.
Do you happen to know if it has a teleportation circle somewhere?
I assume that as a Jaeger base equipped with magical folk, that it might. Or we could find someone who could make one over time. It
would certainly simplify
that?
things. I doubt it would have come up in the 3 months. I think it's a practical thing, but I don't know that your character specifically would necessarily know that, considering you probably don't even know what a teleportation circle is.
Right.
It's a circle.
I'd be shocked if TBD was.
Well, have I seen a circle like that in our base? Because we just saw one.
No.
Okay. I don't think so, but people can make those things, right?
Yes. I mean, it takes a while. You have to transcribe it every day for a year, but you can absolutely make them.
Hector, do you know how to transcribe circles?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm aware of the methodology, but unfortunately, these paws somewhat hinder my ability to do it myself. I can perhaps teach someone if they have the right skill set, but
Cool.
it may be faster to simply hire someone to do it.
Yeah, we.
Bob
we'd
and
have to hire
Thuliaga and I are
someone,
just
but
sitting there,
we
like,
can make it happen. Sorry.
In either case, I'm
Sorry,
willing
dude.
to, absolutely excited, beside myself with glee, if you will.
Awesome.
All right, well,
I'm sorry, my dear fellow. I interrupted you. You said your name was Don, was it?
Can he
Doesn't
talk
common?
to Don?
Well, he says it in dog, so I guess Don doesn't really understand it.
Hector wanted to make sure that your name was Don. Yeah, his name's Don.
Yeah. I'm still confused about the dog, the magic that came along. Like something's weird. Like, right?
I fear this is going to get rather annoying, only being able to talk to you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, and the other dogs. The big
Hey man,
dogs.
he's
Yes.
looking at me. What's going on? Is he happy? No, you're over there.
He was just
Like,
he was just trying to say hi and make sure your name was Don. Yeah, so we got Don, we got Achilles, and we got Bob here. If I didn't make introductions, I apologize. But they might learn how to understand what you mean if they can't understand.
I'm gonna root around in my pocket for a piece of like bloody, muddy gerbil jerky and toss it to him.
He sniffs
Oh boy.
it, and then says, no, no, I think I'm going to pass, actually.
It's not.
Okay, now something's up.
It's not quite his thing, Don.
Gerbil jerky, man, that's just expensive.
Important
We
point
bought
here.
it in bulk.
Important point here. He said that in common.
Oh, I probably wouldn't have I probably would not have noticed having.
That
been
is
in a
plausible. I don't think you would, because I think you kind of being able to speak the dog, yeah. But the other three of you would definitely notice that he
So
said that.
I turn to Don and I say, I think I'm starting to understand the dog.
Yes, that's not exactly what's happening here. This is, I mean, so you should understand. Part of this is the understanding that you've already sort of found some part of this, so it's a little bit easier if I'm going to be coming with you if I can talk to all four of you directly. So I just figured this would expedite things a little bit.
Yeah, he's talking
Very
common
suddenly.
right now, man.
Oh,
Quite strange.
my brain
Yes.
sits
Yeah,
in dog mode.
I don't disagree. This would go much easier if you just accept that I am a dog and I'm currently talking. It's quite all right.
Okay.
When he does this, just like the immersion of it, does his mouth move? Like, is he a dog, or is it like telepathic?
No, his mouth is moving.
But is it like matching, or is this like the live action Lion King where the mouth is like, and then like
Yeah,
bad
how good a
dubbing?
CG is this?
I mean,
bad
it's good CG for being real. Fake.
Okay. For real fake.
Okay, well, this has been a wild and crazy kind of morning. Emma, good luck on the inner peace thing. Keep doing whatever it is you're doing.
I intend to.
And if you ever need to hire some people, look up TBD. We're pretty good at our jobs.
I mean, I will certainly do that, though I suspect the odds are very low. But I will keep you in mind. Thank you.
We
Is
are.
it-
Can I get a road seltzer?
Yes, you can have a road seltzer. And she leads you guys into the kitchen, grabs the road seltzer, and then puts out her hand. But if we're done here, I can take you back.
Emma, is there a way for us to get in contact with you?
Why do you feel you would need to do that?
Perhaps
Yes.
they decide
Grab-
that
gonna grab
she's
his
not
hand.
enough.
I'm going to put it in the file.
Okay.
Okay.
We can still talk to her back.
At this point, she casts a spell, and you all appear in the place that you left.
Our camp outside of town.
Yep.
With the direwolves.
And she says, and Hector has come in and put his paw on as well. And he hops down, and detect magic wears off, and she looks at you, Achilles, and says, yes, I mean, if you find yourself in possession of the spell sending, you can certainly send me a message that way. That would seem the simplest. I don't have a more a simpler way for you to contact me on hand.
How does Hector
visit
when he wants to?
How does Hector visit?
Yeah. Because he comes and goes, you said. So, like,
yes.
How does he get here?
The same way you did.
So he just finds you and then goes. Okay.
Sure.
Cool.
So, it has been excellent. Doing whatever this has been. And you'll forgive me if I hope I never have to see you again.
Aw, but we had such a pleasant time.
We did, but if I have to see you again, it probably means that you're searching for yet another one of my flock.
Well, if we get a job to find someone and they enter your flock, we might have to have a similar conversation.
Which is why I hope I don't have to see you again.
We had a very copacetic.
Although I will admit, yes,
other people.
I will admit that dealing with the four of you has been somewhat simpler than other groups that have gone hunting. So I am glad. I am glad that this has been a mutually beneficial arrangement. Bye. And then she just disappears.
Bye.
I had a question. That's unfortunate.
Oh, well, I mean, what was the question? Perhaps I can answer.
Am I the only one that understands the dog?
No,
we all
I'm
do.
speaking common. You four can understand me, but you'll have to forgive me if I do ask. And he puts his paws. He hops up on his back legs and puts his paws together really quick before falling down. I do ask that you keep this a secret between the five of us. It would probably not be for the best if people did not know I could speak common.
Okay. All cards on the table. All cards on the table.
Nobody wants to get examined and cut open by a bunch of wizards who want to know how you work. Makes perfect sense.
I mean, that's not really how that would end, but
really gruesome.
It would unfortunately mean I could no longer live or spend time with you guys.
I understand.
I would have to leave
just in the spirit of openness and honesty, because it's been a very strange morning, like I said.
Yes, well, that happens.
Yeah, apparently. Tuesdays, man. You're not gonna you're not coming back with us to learn any our location and then viciously murder us in our sleep because you might be, I don't.
This is Hector we're talking about. He's a buddy.
He hops back up at his paws and just shakes his front paws. How would I kill you with these?
I don't know. How
That's
do you
a good
talk?
question.
How do you talk?
Yes, that is also a question. I promise you, I mean you no ill will or harm. The offer was made. I simply chose to accept because it seemed fun.
Okay. Are you a dog? Have you always
Yes.
been a dog? Do you identify as a dog?
I do currently identify as a dog, yes.
But it's currently it's chimp. It's a
Is it
sliding
fluid?
scale.
I mean, I would prefer not to talk about species identity. Let us. This arrangement works best. If you accept that I am a dog, I can speak, and we just leave it at that.
I'm trying to figure out do we treat you like a dog?
Oh yes.
Oh, so you're...
So
Oh, yes, I'm very into that.
rubs.
Oh, yes, I'm very into that. Oh, belly rubs are absolutely the greatest thing you could possibly give me any floops around. In fact, I would very much love a belly rub right now. If you'd be so kind.
So, by the way, having the Goliath-sized hands, I give the best belly rubs.
I would agree with that. This is hands down. He like puts his paws in it.
Oh my
the
God.
best belly rub I've ever gotten. But I feel that we should be on our way. You having completed the situation with Emma, we should go.
I think we.
I will say before we go, it would be greatly appreciated if we could figure out a teleportation circle situation.
I will make it a priority.
I mean, she said it takes a year.
Yes, I recognize that it will not be like an overnight thing. I'm merely commenting that just over time, if this is a problem that we could solve, I think it would help you to get back to town, and it would, of course, help me. So it's sort of win-win.
Yeah, it seems like a... I ain't going to look a gift dog in the mouth about a teleportation circle. Let's hit the road.
We'll put aside some of our own funding to start getting that working.
Okay. I'm gonna give him a little ear ruffle, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say hi to all the direwolves.
So, Hector, I have a few questions.
Plus, what can I do for you?
How often are you there at Emma's?
Why?
I want to like play wrestle one of the direwolves to the ground and scratch it.
It's gonna crush you.
Probably.
She mentioned others coming hunting for her flock. I'm curious if you saw any of those.
This feels like not my business to tell. Suffice it to say, her.
We gotta go get the town guard off the back of the other two. We can't leave yet.
Well, the town guard doesn't care about them. Well, sort of.
It does.
They care if they see
the contract
them.
does. No, we
have to go finish the contract.
So
that nobody else goes looking for them.
So anyway, yes. So I will say this. When she told you that you would not take them by force, she meant it. Not everyone is so amenable to a peaceful arrangement. It would be best if we left it at that.
I comment. I chime in and add that I'm like, you don't have to answer this, but from what we heard, there were many groups who have gone around looking for different escaped convicts in the area, and usually they only go asking once and then they're never heard from again.
Yes, she is very good at dealing with interested parties. To not give the wrong impression, violence is very much a last resort for us, but it is a resort. Sometimes we do not have a choice.
Okay.
That's fair. I think that we all, some of us enjoy violence a little more than that, but...
Yes. It would be best if you accept that Emma is truly a kind and just woman, and put it out of your mind.
I hope we meet Emma again. She seems interesting.
Sipping on my seltzer. I don't know if I can do that for a little while, but I'll try.
I mean, it's certainly plausible. So long as I'm with you, you'll at least have that link through me. But I make no promises because, as she mentioned, you meeting her again probably means discomfort for her.
Aww.
Yeah. Okay, so huddle up. We got 2 badges. We got to give them to the town guard to finish the contract, but we got to make it seem like they're dead. they don't come looking for them, and that we had to come up with some reason why we didn't give that information to them when we saw them the first time. So I'm saying...
Okay.
And also why we didn't bring them their heads like we cut off the last group of people.
Right. Well, so that's what I'm thinking is we say that we had, like, we raided their stuff. We took all the useful stuff. We didn't have time to go through because we wanted to get back to town. Injuries, whatnot, bag of heads, gonna go rotten. So everybody knows we came to town with a bag full of heads and we're told to remove it. Nobody wanted to look at the heads. So we'll say that we found these badges amongst the corpses. Some of them were a little mangly. We didn't notice it at the time. Carriage accidents, explosive splinters and whatnot. But we didn't leave any alive, and everyone in town could attest that we bought a whole lot of heads.
We were specifically told that we shouldn't bring heads into town and to remove them. So we didn't do that this time.
Sure. Seems as good a reason as any.
I think we're all fairly satisfied that they don't seem like they're a threat or that they'll be popping up causing problems.
No, they seem
And that little village they have there seems pretty self-sustaining, so.
Yeah, so still super weird.
All right, so you wanted that's your story?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can give... I think that we should give as little information as possible. And just be like, people told us not to bring heads back.
Where did we kill them?
Conversely, we could wait until one of the wolves shits out a jawbone or something, and we can bring that back.
Wouldn't that raise more questions?
I'm just saying, like...
Perhaps we could say they were
a piece of a
by
face,
the dire wolf.
I don't think that we need to give that much information. We can leave it vague.
But in case
Just say the dire wolf.
Where did they die?
Them.
Well, they died in the field with everyone else. We just didn't realize that they were deserters as well until we were going through the spoils of the battle. And so their heads were in that big sack of heads that we were then told to dispose of, which we did. Only then to realize that 2 of those heads should have been given to the guard. Our bad. We're sorry. Here's the IDs. Contract done?
If they want, they can wait for the dire wolves.
So we had the pile of loot. And we didn't go through it very cleanly until after we got to town. And then we realized, and then we brought it to them.
Yeah. May have
Okay.
told us. We're sorry. Yeah.
I mean, we only need to answer these questions if they ask.
Yeah, but that's the whole
Agreed.
story, and yeah.
But it's good to have a story when they ask instead of just being, they stabbed fireplace
You
field
vastly,
yesterday.
you vastly underestimate my ability to make shit up on the fly.
Yeah,
I believe
but
that
the problem
is
with
his
making shit on the
skill set.
fly is that if they're actually good at asking questions, they can eventually find a contradiction in your lies. And then no amount of bullshit will make up for the fact that all of your lies are contradicting themselves.
Fair.
That is an excellent idea, Bill. Counterpoint, I'm running the NPCs and I'm tired and done.
So we'll run them back in there. And,
That's
tell
your
the
story. The town guard doesn't give a shit. The town guard has no dog in this fight. Gimbal is the one that sort of you have to convince. And so Gimbal comes over and he says, "Okay, so what happened?"
You told us
you
no
tell him the
help.
story, and he goes, "Oh, okay. All right."
So we had the proof. We brought it back with us.
I mean,
We
you
do.
have the IDs, and we can always interrogate the 2 guys when they wake up about what happened to vet that story. So this seems fine for your part, and we'll just confirm things once they wake up. So I think you guys can head back, and I'll submit my report.
Super.
Fantastic.
As we leave. So does this mean we have to go assassinate the 2 guys that are alive to make sure they don't tell them that Those two weren't with the bandits.
I mean, did we specify that they were with the bandits, or did we just like say that we came across?
No,
them?
we said they were with the bandits. We said that that we found their stuff in the pile. Yeah, that's a loose end.
And this is where we're going to end our session.
Oh my god.
Can I ask Hector a question?
Sure.
Hector, can you
Yes.
teach me how to pet you?
Weird request, my dude, but yes, I 100% can do that because the more things that pet me, the greater my life is.
Oh god.
All right, so that actually is where I'm going to end the session because fuck you.